Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Jackie's Literary Corner. So I thought I would update you guys on what's going on with my reading right now. Unfortunately, I'm in between quite a lot of books right now. I can't settle. For some reason, I can't settle on one book. I just keep jumping from book to book, and it's a problem because then I can't finish any of them. Especially since I'm trying to also read more bigger books like this, which sadly I was doing a buddy read of this particular one, Clash of Kings, but then both her and I we got distracted by other books, so I haven't picked it up in a while. I mean, last time, I don't know which chapter, but last time I got stuck on a Tyrion section of the book. So I definitely want to get, and now I don't know if this is the actual chapter of his that I got stuck on, but last time I was reading this, but either way, I want to get past this chapter. But I felt so bad, and then I realized she kind of also fell behind because, then A Court of Frost and Starlight, which I still have not gotten, but I also got it by Tower of Dawn as well. But there were all these other new books coming out, or not. Actually, no, not new books. Books that have been out for a while that were more would be labeled as literary. And I wanted to get those as well because I'm trying to go beyond the fantasy genre. But now, today, when I went to the bookstore, and of course, because I have no self-control, I bought 2 books today, because it was my first time. We've been getting a lot of rain, so it was my first time going outside in a while. Well, not a while, it was last weekend when everybody was here. We took some trips into the village and stuff like that, but, and we went to the pool, and there's a little water park, not a water park with water slides and stuff, but kind of like that kids area at King's Dominion with all the different water systems, pipes with water squirting out of them, and they have one that's like a giant bucket that every 5 minutes or so it will dump out all the water, that kind of water park where it's just a bunch of little things you can run around, a space where you can run around and you could get sprayed with water. So I did get it a little bit, but lately we've been getting a lot of rain, and the only time before that I would go outside was to go to work if I went out to the parking lot, because I get the cart as well as bag for customers. So, and that's also my chance at work to get a little bit of fresh air when I'm feeling overwhelmed and stuff. And it's still, I'm getting the cart, so I'm still doing my job, but it's also, I can get some fresh air. It's really hot. And I feel like I'm melting, and then I'm gonna pass out sometimes. But, so, yeah, I felt bad that I took a break from this, but she also, and I've realized that I'm also behind on Sarah J. Maas's books as well, so I need to get those. But the bookstore that is walkable that I go to, it does not have those kind of books there. It mostly has literary books and mystery books, and not even really. I mean, there might be there is a section with new books there, but it's mostly older books, like Danielle Steele or Thomas Harris, so I gotta read that one. I gotta get back to that one. I think I'm gonna save that for, I don't know when, sometime this summer I'm gonna, I've said this before, that I do documents of the books of my TBR list on my computer. So I started doing that again, but instead of going by month, I'm still kind of going by months, but I'm going by seasons. I'm going to try to do that. That way it takes less pressure. It takes off some of the pressure. Because then the problem is, because the bigger books take much longer for me to read, I never get those done. And as I've said in previous videos, I feel the pressure to get 4 or more books done within a month, So I end up having to read like YA books and stuff, because those I usually get through a lot quicker. But I'm trying to get out of the YA. I still love YA, but I'm trying to also read more adult books, or at least books that are given the adult label. So I got back into reading this, Roses, by Leah Meacham. I can never figure out how you're supposed to say her name. Her name kind of reminds me of Leia from Star Wars, so that's how I say it, like Leia. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation or not. And then, I can never figure out if it's Mecham or Meacham. I don't know. A lot of times I go by what I hear other booktubers, how they pronounce it. So I'm back to reading this one, and I'm more than halfway through. It's a long book, and even though it's bigger print in shorter chapters will help me get through a book quicker, it's still taking a long time. But I enjoy it when I read it. I really do like this kind of stuff, especially because it's historical. It is romance, but I feel like it's more than just a it's not like those romances that you get at like Walmart, or where they're in the romance section, because this is more literary, I think. Not that those, no, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that those are not literary, because they are literary. They're just a different kind of literary. It's just, I keep falling into the trap of labeling books and stuff, and you really shouldn't do that. But it's just, I also am trying to explain to my friend, one of my best friends, that I don't like romance. It has to, or at least it has to have either, it can't be center of the plot, or it has to have something, it has to be more than just, it just has to be more. And, this is one of my genres that I'm picky about. I won't just read the generic romances, that you find, especially, and as I said before in the past, I guess this is my way of where my judging a book by its cover comes in, where I don't like, if I see a shirtless guy with a six-pack, and a woman is draped all over him, then, yeah, that's gonna be a turn-off for me, as far as romance. I guess the way is, how people just say literary books are books that have, like, where the titles aren't straightforward. They're more cryptic titles. I don't know if cryptic's the right word, but, there's a symbolism with the roses in the book. But either way, yes, it is a romance, technically. And it's compared to Gone with the Wind. It says, this blurb here says, like Gone with the Wind is gloriously entertaining as it is vast. Roses transports. And it definitely transported me to 1916 or whatever. I don't know what year. I guess 1916, because it was around World War I time. And it does remind me of Gone with the Wind, like with the characters and everything. It's a little different, and I feel like the main character, Mary Tolver, is not as mean and bitchy as Scarlett O'Hara is. But yeah, I tell people, don't buy me a romance. I have to decide if it's. So I guess I really shouldn't be giving my friend a hard time, because I'm kind of similar in that way than she is. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling about this particular book. But yeah, I'm more than halfway in this book, so I could, if I really focus on it, spend most of my time reading it, then I could probably get it done. But I will probably not spend most of my time reading. I will probably get sidetracked by other books, because I have a problem. And I'm also reading Circe by Madeline Miller. And no, I have not gone to Song of Achilles yet. I'm hoping to at some point. But I'm really enjoying this. It's a very fun, interesting story. And it's a way for me to learn about antiquity. like mythology and stuff without like struggling with how it's written. Now, as I've said in previous videos, I just have no interest in reading Rick Riordan because I know his stories will definitely do that for you, help you and make it easier for you to understand mythology. But I just want to, as I've said before, I'm more into the idea of reading adult books about, like, that are retellings of mythology, like this one, rather than middle grade. I mean, I'm sure Rick Riordan is great, and as I've said in the past, maybe if my nephews want to read them, or I decide to get it from the library because our library does have the books, then yeah, I'll check it out. But I'm really enjoying this version of Cersei Story, and I've even downloaded the podcast that Jean from Bookish Thoughts started, where she talks about antiquity literature. And the second episode was talking with Madeline Miller, the author. So if you're interested, I don't know her Twitter handle, but on iTunes it's something Ancient History. Let's see. Let me see if I can call up iTunes without interrupting. That's Ancient History. It's really like so far the episode I've listened to is really interesting. So I definitely recommend it, especially if you want to check out this kind of literature, but are a little apprehensive because, like me, you feel like you can't read that kind of because with the way antiquity is normally written, like poems and plays and stuff. But anyway, this is really good. I love this cover too. I love those covers where you can actually, like, it doesn't just feel like a picture on paper. It's like it feels very three-dimensional, the image. I really love that. And I like reading about Cersei and her stories. Her family annoys the crap out of me. I hate her family. I know they're gods and stuff, so of course they're gonna be douchebags, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna like them, and it doesn't mean I'm gonna accept that they're douchebags. And I'm hoping she kicks their asses. Well, I mean, I don't know if she'll do that, but and I do wonder how accurate this is. I mean, I'm assuming it's pretty accurate. I mean, it sounded like it was from what I read, just maybe a few embellishments and added things and exaggerations and stuff, but I'm assuming it probably is pretty close to the original mythology. I mean, no, it can't really be, because from what Madeline Miller and Jean talked about, there's only like 2 chapters devoted to Cersei in the Odyssey with Odysseus. So it's like so it's probably more a lot of exaggeration and embellishments and taking what's hinted in those chapters and adding more to her story. I'm gonna take these off. I really don't need to wear these, but it's just, first of all, they're daggone cute. See, I look adorable in them. Just kidding. But I like it. I don't know why I have this thing where I like wearing I like the idea of wearing glasses, but now I'm starting to regret it because it's hurting my ears, right? Like, this particular ear is, like, sore. I can feel it. But my mom said all you have to do is kind of adjust these a little bit so it hurts less, or doesn't hurt at all, preferably. But we haven't gone around to it. And plus, I don't have to wear these all the time anyway. Because I could, go about the rest of my life without having to wear them. But anyway, so yeah, I'm currently in this, and I'm on chapter 15. So, and she's already, Minotaur has been born, and she's turned these soldiers into pigs, which and she's also met her niece, who stole the golden, who helped Jason steal the golden fleece, I think. And she's kind of warned her niece to, to not be so, like, thinking that Jason will ever love her and realizing that Jason will be terrified of her, but she doesn't believe that. So there's that. I also need to get back to this, too. I need to get back to Crooked Kingdom. I enjoyed it so far when I read of it, but again, it's one of these books where, as much as I enjoyed it, there are times when I just move on and lose interest, but not complete loss of interest. Like, I do want to continue it, because I love the first book. It's just, like, all of a sudden I want to read something different, and as I've said, because I'm on BookTube now, I constantly hear about all these great books that that sound interesting, and I decide if a booktuber that I really like and trust is talking about this book, then I'm going to check it out, which can also be bad, because then I buy a whole bunch of books that I really have no business in buying right now, because I don't have, I'm not one of those booktubers with a bunch of shelf space. I just have this one big shelf, and then I have a shelf for all my movies, all my DVDs, because my mom had, was like, you're going to keep all the DVDs up here. It's just funny, that shelf actually used to be my shelf where I kept my dolls, because, like, a typical, stereotypical girl, I had a doll collection, like American Girl and Magic Attic, but now, they are put away in storage, because, and then I have a shelf with drawers for stuff, and I have shelf space over there with all my magazines, the handful of magazines I have, and then I have some of my books over there, and today, I'm sheer boredom, who knows, I might reorganize my shelf again, because I'm obsessed with doing that. I don't know if I'll keep it, just switch things around a little bit and keep it at the way I have organized now, I don't know, but I need to stop talking and get back to my video. Okay, so yeah, I need to continue with this one, and like I said, I'm really enjoying it. I do like it, and just sometimes I get restless, and I want to move on and read something different. Plus, I can't help but feeling like I'm reading, again, it's, I want to show that I also read literary fiction, something that's more literary. Not that this is any less literary, but, there is unfortunately a common misconception about books like this, YA and stuff like that. Although this is I feel like this is a little more mature for YA. Well, I don't know. Well, maybe not, because, Fallen Kingdoms is pretty mature for, it's definitely not, like, Twilight or anything. Oh my god, no, I'm not doing the mega backup! This is what I get for downloading that stupid Mac keyboard thing. But yeah, I'm gonna continue with, I need to get back to this. And then here's some other books that I started. This is one of the literary books I bought because of a booktuber recommended it. I don't know if it's, I can't remember if it was Mercy from Bookish Musings or Jen Campbell. I can't remember which one of them talked about this book. One of them did, so I was like, ooh. I saw it at Barnes & Noble, was like, ooh, I'm gonna get that. So I ended up buying it. This is kind of, it seems like a very creepy book. I haven't got very far, but, it's like, someone someone disappears in the woods, and this modern girl and her family are living in the same cabin where the person disappeared used to live. They find her diary and learn about what happened, why she disappeared, because another person is in danger of disappearing as well. Okay, that's a really lame description, but I didn't want to, because this is already getting to be a long video. And this person, USA Today, said it was crisp, mysterious, and reminiscent of Stephen King. Damn it. I'm gonna be the one that gets bitten. If there are mosquitoes and Liza, I'm gonna probably be the one that will get bitten, and now I'm just starting to itch again. I need to stop scratching and not think about it because then it's gonna drive me crazy all day. That's why I need to go to the pool today. I need to be in the water. So we'll soothe it. So yeah, I started reading this, and so far it's definitely very interesting. I haven't got very far to really fall in love with the book, but I do like it, and I do want to continue with it. Like I said, this is another one of the many books that I started. But you know, with the family came into town last weekend, then I was majorly distracted by them. So it was kind of hard to get any reading time. Luckily, I ended up being able to sleep in my own little space in the den. Like put stuff on the blanket stuff on the couch in there. So I was able to sleep in there because my cousin decided to sleep up here in my room. But I still got very little reading done because, you know. So I also finally got back into reading Mistborn. I felt like this was one of these things where I felt like I needed to start reading this because I got this last year for Christmas by the friend who also got me the Robin Hobb books, the first two books in the Farseer trilogy. So I kind of felt like, okay, I need to start reading this again. So I have started this. Again, it's taking slow progress because it's one of those books that I feel like I have to put most of my focus into the book. But, you know, I can't do that as much anymore like I did when I was a kid. Because I've read books this length before, not just, you know, stuff like Harry Potter, but I read the Dragonlance books, which are thick like this. And I got through those. And I've read some R.A. Salvatore as well. So I am capable of doing it. It's just now there's so many other books. So I started this one. Vin has just met Kelsier, and it's discovered that she has control over more than one of the metals. And she's joined his crew, and they've revealed their little plan to overthrow the Empire. And then the last two books that I'm currently reading, today at the bookstore, I went ahead and brought this one with me and started reading it. Again, I'm not very far. I just know Fitz has been taken in as the bastard of one of the princes of this realm. And that's it, really. Not, you know, that's as far as I got, unfortunately. But it was one of these things where I was like, oh, I want to read this right now because I've been dying to get these books. I had the first book in the Dragon Keeper trilogy, but after watching Sam's nonsense and commenting on her video, you know, she talked about her video on Robin Hobb and saying that you can't, with her books, her big epic series that she has, you have to kind of read them in a certain order because then, you know, each consecutive series tends to spoil you for the previous series. So it's, you know, it's like you have to so I guess I really should have had her get Fool's Assassin and Fool's Quest. Anyway, sorry about that. So she said that you should read this, and you know what? Even though I probably should have gotten Fool's Assassin and Fool's Quest, I'm still gonna start with them because I have been waiting for a long time to read those. And part of me is thinking, oh, maybe I should just get rid of Dragon Keeper, but it's like, no. People like Sam from Sam's Nonsense talk about how amazing Robin Hobb is, and like Jen from Insert Literary Pun is also went through was reading all the Robin Hobb books as well. And if a booktuber that I absolutely love is recommending, then I'm going to unless it's just a genre I'm not into, like if it's YA contemporary, for instance, then, you know, if it's that, then yeah, I probably won't. I mean, I might be mildly interested, but, you know, unless I see it at the library, I'm not going to get it. Like, I keep looking for Fangirl. Last year I kept looking for Fangirl at the library. It never was there. They had the Carry On, the spin-off book, but they did not have, the other one, so I was kind of annoyed by that. Because I was kind of interested in reading it. I was hoping I could just get it from the library, but it was not there. Carry On was there, but not that one. So anyway, yeah, I'm really gonna shut up soon, because this video is getting way too long. So I started that one. Like I said, it's one of those that I have been wanting to read for a while. So I finally have got up on it and started reading it. And then there was a lot of booktubers, especially the British booktubers, talk about Sarah Waters quite a bit. So I finally decided to get back into reading Sarah Waters' The Paying Guest. I really love her writing style. It's very descriptive. I can really picture what's going on. And just, you get just lost in the writing. It's so beautiful. And I don't know, when I read books like this, I feel so intellectual and smart. I'm just weird, I feel a sense of pride that I'm reading something intellectually stimulating, even if it's not nonfiction or something. But I definitely, so I've gotten reading into those, and we've already been introduced to the couple that will be in the story, the romantic interest. Unfortunately, yep. Okay. And then finally, I got this for Christmas as well. Ali Smith's Autumn. And I definitely want to read her seasonal quartet. I'm enjoying this, which is weird because I read To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, and I did not like that one. And I figured it was mostly because of the writing style. It's, what's the word? It's continuous, now I can't think of it. I could think of it earlier. Stream of consciousness. But I think but this is also stream of consciousness with the writing style and everything. So I think maybe it wasn't the best time to read that book, and maybe I didn't like the plot. Maybe it was just bad timing. Maybe the chapters were too long because there are a handful of short chapters. Maybe it wasn't necessarily the stream of consciousness, but maybe it was because it was more an older writing style, like Dickens or something, which granted, I love Dickens. I can't really say I love Dickens because I've only read 2 of his books, which I really did enjoy very much. I mean, A Tale of Two Cities is one of my favorites, which, it's funny because that kind of, I think that kind of inspired this book, inspired Autumn a little bit. But I am really liking this one, despite the fact that it's stream of consciousness, and I don't find myself getting lost or bored or anything like I did with the other one. And unfortunately, I can't read. I mean, I guess I could rebuy it if I wanted to, but I don't really have the urge to read it. The only reason I would buy it is out of feeling like I should give it another chance. And I don't have an urge to do that, and I don't. I'm not one of those people who feels. I mean, I might feel a little bit guilty if there's classics that I haven't read, but mostly I don't really feel that bad if I don't read certain classics. Because classics are very challenging books to read sometimes, and some of them are older than, some of them were written a longer time ago, so the writing style is a little harder to get into. So I don't feel bad if some of them, like Moby Dick, it's gonna be a book that I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna donate to the bookstore. But, because, I've been hearing some things, it's like, and I don't think I'm gonna like it, especially since it's just a really long book, so I'm not gonna waste my time. Yeah, I'm really liking it. Let me keep going. And okay, so I currently, I went to the bookstore today, and because I have an impulse control problem, so I ended up buying 2 books. My best friend Terry, the one I talk about from Florida, has been trying to get me to read the Hannibal series for quite a long time. I've seen the movies that the books are based on. So, and a long time ago, I actually did have Red Dragon, but I left it in one of my classrooms, and I think it just, like, someone stole it, or it got lost, or it got thrown away. I don't know what happened to it. Or maybe it fell out of my backpack or something. But either way, I no longer had it. So I now, because my best friend, is a huge fan, one of my best friends, a huge fan of these books, she has kept trying to get me to read them. And finally, I saw them at the used bookstore and decided to buy them. So I bought. So now I have I think I have all the books in the series. So, and I was like, I saw this there, and I was like, you know what, even though this is a little bit more expensive, like $4, I was like, you know what, my friend, Terry's been wanting me to read this, and I don't know if I'm gonna buy it at the bookstore or not. And the thing about these hardback books, the print is sometimes bigger. And it's a book that it might not always hold my attention. So it might be better to have it big print. So I bought it. I saw this, and I bought this one. Silence of the Lambs. So I don't know if I'm going to read these. How am I going to read these? I don't know if I should read them, like if I should maybe read Hannibal Rising, and then Red Dragon, and, read them in order of, I don't know if I should read them in order of when they were published, or order of, chronological order. I don't know. But yeah, so I finally bought this. And then the next book I bought was actually also a book from a series, but then I realized that it is the last book in the series. And this is another series that, I don't know, I think it's, actually no, I don't think Sam from Sam's Nonsense. I think this might actually be one that, Reagan from Peruse Projects talked about. Either way, it doesn't matter, because either one of them, I will buy books that they recommend. So yeah, I realized this was the last book, but I figured, what the heck, it's only $2, and then, I'll just buy the other ones at some point. I just gotta remember to actually do that. Because sometimes, after a while, if a book is sitting on my shelf, sometimes I'll forget about it, and I won't buy the next book in the series. But I have started buying The Magicians. I didn't buy it. It was actually, the first book was actually a gift this year for, my birthday. And then I still gotta buy the second one, and I'm good to go. Unless I decide to buy the third one in paperback, because the third one I have in hardback. But yeah. I heard, I saw this, and I saw some Novak, and I liked her, what is it? The one about the dragon and the girl being chosen by the sorcerer, who was called Dragon. Uprooted, that's what it's called. Uprooted. I really enjoyed that, and I definitely want to read her next book that she has coming out. The one that I think it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. Because I always look for those. I haven't bought any yet, but I want to buy some Rumpelstiltskin retellings, or maybe get it from the library or whatever, because I'm definitely more interested in those as well. So I guess I need to get His Majesty's Dragon, The Throne of Jade, Black Powder War, Empire of Ivory, Victory of Eagles, Tongue of Serpents, Crucible of Gold, Blood of Tyrants, and then this is League of Dragons. So I gotta make sure to buy those books. But yeah, it was only $2, so I figured, I'll go ahead and buy it. Screw it, So that is what's going on with my reading right now. What are you guys reading right now? Are you in the middle of any books? Are you having this trouble deciding what to read right now? If you have any, if you want to share what you're reading, then feel free to share it in the comment section below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe if you haven't already. Love to all my subscribers, and I guess I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.